Are you a business owner or a soon-to-be business owner and just don't have an idea what the profit and loss statement should be or what you're really looking at when you're talking about what you're going to bring in and what's going to come out? Well, I hope in this video I'll show you exactly as a simplified version of what I didn't know when I was first coming in. So we own a home care agency, and what that is we provide caregivers to people's homes so that they can be cared for in their own home instead of going to like a nursing facility or an assisted living home. Usually those are like residential assisted living that are 6 beds within a house, and sometimes there's facilities. So when you have a caregiver go into your own home, that's another option, is what we have as a home care agency. Now, most of my videos revolve around real estate because we also do invest in real estate. And so what I wanted to show here is just a very clear, I'm sure accountants will probably rip this apart, but from my just lay perspective coming into this, I wanted to show what a profit and loss statement, a really simplified version, could be, and just kind of break down the basic terms. Because when I was coming into this, when I was doing my due diligence calls with franchises, I was asking basically what the net profit was. In my head, it meant something, and then I think in their head, they had a different definition, probably the right one, and I didn't have the right one. I think I got a little confused. And so what I want to do here is I want to clarify just some points here so that you know going in, whether you're reviewing someone else's business that you're going to be purchasing, going into a franchise, or whether you're going into real estate, it all will boil down to kind of the same concepts. And so I just want to share that with you here. All right, so the example we're going to go over is very simple. So it's going to be based off of $1 million of revenue. All right, and then what we're going to have here is first is a cost of goods sold. So that's going to be for us our caregiver wages. So that's going to be literally just the hourly wage that we're giving to our caregivers. All right, and we were shooting for 50%, so that way we can get a 50% gross profit. So what this is whether it's the cost of goods sold for a product or if it's directly related to the services provided for the business, that's going to end up being your gross profit, 50%. Okay, now we usually add about 10%. Maybe that's a little high, maybe it's a little low, just kind of a guesstimate, but that should be our payroll taxes as an employer, which is usually 10% or so. So you're getting from 1,500,000 for all of your employees, 50,000 on top of that for the payroll taxes. This is all for the year, by the way. And then we're getting into our other expenses. I just put it expenses, and then I have it broken down here, just simple ones that I have to make everything just very, very, very simple and just broad view. So first one could be rent. Let's say it's $800 a month for some type of office that you're renting. Insurances, $1,000 a month, whatever type of business you're in, every insurance is going to be a little bit different. Business loan, I put $2,000 a month for $24,000 a year. Softwares, it always depends on what business you're in. If you have a lot of automations, only some. If you have scheduling softwares, which is what we use, let's say everything added up, it's $12,000, so $1,000 per month. Right, you have your admin salary. So this could be someone like a dedicated secretary, a scheduler, someone that is going to be taking intakes, right, for scheduling purposes. They're either doing the initial screening, whoever it is that's filling that administrative role. Let's just call it $50,000 for the year. Owner salary, right? So whether it's a distribution for you as, I guess, an S corp, or if you have an LLC, I guess it could be just an owner's draw, whatever it might be. But here we're putting it as an actual salary. So we're putting it 75,000 for you as the owner. And then I put business license and miscellaneous, whether it's like the city license, county, whether you have an actual license with the state for whatever services that they might require, contractors, like whatever it might be. So I put 5,000 in there. All right, so hopefully my math is right, but when you deduct all of this, you get down here. So this is going to be your net profit because we had your gross profit up here. So when you go all the way down, this is going to be your net profit at 262,000. So if you say from here, oh, that's what I'm going to be taking home. Well, maybe you already have your owner salary for 75,000 up here. Here, what you want to do is you want to actually only take about half of this home. So your owner draw or your distribution after taxes and reinvesting, you'd be 131,000. So here you want to have the other 131,000 over here. Let's just say you want to dedicate it to saving for, taxes for the year, unless your CPA has a way to offset even more than what's shown here, but that's just a rule of thumb. And then the other, right? So that let's say 131, what is that, like 65,000 each. So 65,000 for taxes and about 65,000 for reinvesting into the business, because you might want to invest in better softwares. You might want to invest in another admin employee. You might want to invest in more products or a differentiator of some sort. So those are just some things that you always want to keep in mind to kind of grow your business, so that next year this can be 2 million and this could be 1 million. And then we can kind of go down the line from here. But you do want to reinvest in the business if you have that capability. So when you add up the two of your owner salary at 75,000, and then after your taxes and reinvestment, and you're left at with 131, you add these two together, that can be your actual compensation for the year. And so when I was initially doing these due diligence calls, that's what I was getting hung up on. I was getting hung up on is this number here. And I was thinking, oh, you could only take away 131,000 based on 1 million. I mean, I didn't have this drawn up at this time, but in my head, not realizing that the salary was included in the expenses, which is what you still get to take away, but it also is just added to your net profit should you have one. So I hope this clarifies, because for me, it was a little bit confusing when I first started. So if this can help you in any way, I would definitely, be happy to know that it at least helped one person kind of clarify when they're doing their own due diligence. So if you find this helpful, please follow along, subscribe. I'll be coming out with more content about other real estate transactions. Hopefully by the end of the year, we can get another one, walk through what we did for due diligence, what we're walking through for like any renovations, and just be helpful in any type of business way that we can possibly be.